Okay, we're live.
Hello, we're live.
Hello, hello. I just pulled a tarot card because I was napping all day. So,
Yeah,
I was dealing with the tooth thing. It feels better, but I'm off the steroids now.
good.
So we'll see if it comes back. But now my partner is sick and her dad is sick and the baby's sick and the baby's dad is sick. So there's like sickness
Oh
going around. So today I haven't done any work yet because I felt really tired. So I was like, I'm gonna let
no.
myself sleep.
Yeah,
So I just sat down at my desk. This is the first time I'm in here,
yeah,
and I had like tarot cards all over the place. Everything's a mess. So I feel overwhelmed, but I was like, let me pull a card for the day because I usually do that and I haven't yet.
yeah. What did you pull?
The Ten of Swords. So
Oh, that's a tough one.
yeah. I'm
Yeah,
like
that's the.
I'm like awesome.
Okay, so the deck that I have, the like modern witch one.
Uh-huh.
Um, that the 10 of swords on that one, they have two cards. So there's the regular card, and
Uh-huh.
then there's the other one where it's a girl lying down looking at her phone with
Uh-huh.
10 swords going in, and it just says, "This is fine."
Mm-hmm. Oh, I have that deck. I
Yep,
remember that card.
that's the 10 of swords, right? I'm pretty positive. Hi,
Yeah.
Jenny.
Hi, Jenny. Yes, so that's my day.
Okay, I mean, it's good to know, right?
Yeah. I'll have to read it,
Well,
my little booklet. I love this. The Crow deck, though, is like one of my favorites.
I love that. I
So
love crows.
every month I'm trying to switch because I have so many different decks. And
Yeah.
I was like, okay, the Crow deck is perfect for the fall. And then I have the Nightmare Before Christmas tarot deck that I'm going to use
Oh,
for
fun.
Halloween.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Oh my gosh.
Um,
No vaping.
I was going to, what was I just going to ask? I mean, I was going to ask you what you're doing to take care of yourself, but you're still getting Pip stickers, right?
No.
No? Can I show you the fall ones? They're so cool.
Yes.
No, these are free advertisements for everyone, but they're all witches. So there's these.
Hold on, I can't see.
Oh, yeah, you can't see.
Oh, I love it.
I know.
Oh my gosh, those are so cute.
I think this is my favorite, like, full set. There's these.
Oh, I love it.
These.
Cute.
I know. There's like 3 more. I'm making you look at all of them just because they made me think of you.
I want them. I wonder if I could order them separately on Pipstick.
You can.
I have done that
They're
before.
like $3 a sheet if you just want to order them separate. And then that.
Oh my gosh, those ones are my favorite.
I know. And then these.
Oh, those are so cute.
Right? So Pip Stickers is the company, and you can buy stuff from them anytime. So you can buy any of these at any point. And it's about, usually they're like $2.95 a sheet. But they have 2 sticker clubs, and the petite sticker club, that's how many you get in it, and it's like $13 shipped once a month. And so it's something I've kept up with just because I don't know. I mean, it's the same reason I like Boy Box. I like a surprise.
Yeah.
Like, I like to have an idea of what I'm getting, but not know exactly. And I like stickers, and I think they're fun. And even if they're stickers that like I'm not super into, I'll just use them to decorate like a page of my planner.
Yeah.
We're doing a visual thing. Like, I got these ones that were all around like game boards, which are cute. They just don't go with like the aesthetic of like cards and stuff I make. So like, This is how I make my planner.
Oh, I like it.
That's so like, I'll just make a sheet and do it as a planner page. So it's fine if I don't love them, but this collection, this most recent one, I like every one of them. They're so cute.
See, I stopped getting the monthly ones.
Yeah.
But I was ordering like the witchy ones. I went in and I typed like witchy.
Yes,
there's all of those, and I use them all now. I've used them on my planner. I've used them in mail. So I love that company.
They're great. I ordered a lot of like the gay ones too. So if you are a Patreon, we should do a thing. Because I like to send out little cards to people, and I got more like rainbow stickers that are all kinds of cute ones, like rainbow dinosaurs and like rainbow frogs and like just all kinds of cute stuff. Hi, Karina. So I was gonna say, yeah, if I feel like because I like to send out little gifts to our Patreons and we would love to get more Patreons, I would say that like if you up your amount, we'll send another gift too. Just a little card and a little like whatever, but yeah.
We should make a little Patreon post about it.
Yeah. So because you know, I want to say it here, but everyone I'm talking to here is already a patron.
Yeah.
And they're probably like, well, but yeah, if you feel like upping it, even like by $1, I can send you a seasonal card. Yeah.
Do
so
you know which boy box you got, the silver or the gold? Do you ever change it?
I don't know. Just the rate. I didn't change it. So just the 30.
Then probably the silver.
Okay.
But the products in the box are so good this time.
I'm so excited.
Say that, but I was doing a reel last night. Oh yay, Jenny said she'll up it.
Oh, awesome. I will send you something then.
I was making a reel for Boy Box and I was like, these products are so cool, but I can't post it until everyone gets their boxes. But they are ready to go.
I'm so excited. I got the shipping confirmation. So I'm going to be gone for the next few days. So I'm hoping that when I get back, it'll be here. I'm super psyched.
Yeah, so I'm super excited about that. I'm bummed because normally I get to keep some stuff, but this time everything was bought like by everybody, which is good. But I'm like, dang it, I didn't get anything this time.
Well, so you said you've been staying away from the sick folks and also taking, you picked a tarot card. What else have you been doing to take care of yourself this week?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. I guess resting, sleeping, and trying not to feel guilty about it.
Yeah. That's great.
Because I don't want to get sick.
No, I mean, that's the best thing you can do for your immune system is like the really boring, like drink lots of water and get lots of sleep.
You know, I still don't really drink water. I'm drinking a Gatorade. Not as good, right? But I just can't.
It's better than nothing. It's better than caffeine. I say that like I'm also drinking caffeine, but I mean like if you're not drinking any water, it's something.
Yes.
It'll keep you high. Here's the thing. It's always better to drink water, but it'll definitely keep you hydrated. So that's good.
Yeah. I really need to get on drinking water, but I just never do. I try really hard. Anyways, what have you been doing to take care of yourself?
So I feel like, didn't I just say last time that I feel like I'm taking care of other people instead? I feel like that's what I'm always saying. But, well, it's not today. Second cup of coffee. Jenny's on her second cup of coffee. I am on
any coffee yet today. I don't
think. So I switch from coffee to tea around this time of year because I don't like hot coffee. I only like cold brew because I'm gay. And
I love cold brew.
It's not even cold out. Like it's 99 today, but like, you know, it's still starting to feel just with the light change and like, it's starting to feel like fall.
Yeah.
And I fucking love fall. Oh, do we have a fall background today?
It is fall.
That's cute.
Yeah.
So
this one's my favorite though. Sorry.
Oh, amazing.
The fire.
That was great. So I've been drinking. So I switched to tea around this time of year. Even though I'm right now drinking iced tea, I bought some like overpriced matcha, and I've been making golden milk, which doesn't have caffeine but just tastes like fall.
What is golden milk?
Golden milk is the powder that's like it's turmeric with a few other things, and it's like how you make like a turmeric latte. So. At Whole Foods, they sell the powder, and it's just a bunch of like, you know, like maca root and all these different things. The main flavor, it's that bright yellow because of the turmeric, and then, right, cold brew is so good. And then I mix it with oat milk and warm it up, and then put a little bit of maple syrup in it for sweetener, and it tastes like fall, and it's amazing.
Amazing.
But what have I been doing? I am going. Well, out of town is a little bit much because it's like 2 hours away, but I am leaving my house for 3 days. For the first time so I'm going to stay at my parents' house with my partner and my friend. Because my parents are out of town.
Is the baby going?
Yeah, and the baby. And so my parents have been gone for a little bit, and they're going to be back like on Sunday, I think. And so, and my dear friend has been gone. I can say her name, Sarah. Sarah's been gone for like 6 weeks, 5 weeks. And so she's coming back from being in Germany. And so the three of us and the baby are going to go stay at my parents' house for a few days in the desert. And I've been to my parents' house since the pandemic, but only like with my family.
Uh-huh.
And so that doesn't count as a vacation, but this sort of does. So we're going to go hang out in the desert and do nothing, which sounds
so nice.
I know. So giving myself like time to like leave town is what I've been doing. And then otherwise, like, I don't know, work is getting really busy.
That's good.
Yeah. So that feels really good. Oh, and I have been, I won't go into the whole story of why, but I've been watching my brother's cats. So I have 3 cats in my house.
I forgot about that. You told me and I forgot. Who's going to watch the kitties?
So he is going to be taking them back. But
taking them back.
Yeah, but he is going to, but we figured it out perfectly because Dragon, my lizard, you know, has been having some like issues, and I really want someone to stay at the house with him, but my friends who are the most comfortable like taking care of him also have like several cats and a lot going on, and so I was just going to take him to their house, which is not a big deal, except that because he travels very easily, he'll just sit in a box, but he's in a like 40-gallon aquarium that is very heavy, and so I didn't want to transport that, so the cats are still here, but my brother's going to be getting them back. So he's just going to come over tomorrow, and he's going to stay here with the cats and the lizard until I get back. And then when I get back, he will leave with the cats.
Are you going to miss the cats?
I am. So I feel like it might mean I need to get a cat.
You do. There's so many cats that needs homes.
So my child wants nothing more in life than a cat. And, you know, this says like so much for where my like mental health is, because I'm allergic, but you know, if you've been around for a while, you've heard the saga of like how my allergies almost killed me like 2 years ago, and they did calm down, and we've known that. And you know, my girlfriend has a cat, so like I'm used to sleeping in the house with a cat, being around a cat, but I've not had a cat in my own house. I have 3 cats in my house right now, 2 of them long hair. And like every now and then I'll feel a little like, oof, there's a lot of cats. But I haven't taken, and I do take an allergy pill every day, like no matter what's going on, you know, just like a Allegra or whatever. But I have not had to take a Benadryl. I haven't had to do anything.
That's so good.
So, yeah. So that kind of means that I could probably have a cat.
Yeah. I wonder how it changes. Like, how does it get better and worse, the allergies? Because what if it got worse again?
So it could get worse again, but my theory, when it was bad, it's the worst it ever was. And I've been allergic since I was like 10. So I think that the level I'm at now is the level that's pretty normal for me, but so I had 3 cats at one point. Like I've had 3 cats in my own house. I had 3 cats and 2 dogs for like years. So, and I've always been allergic, but I do fine with like cats that are mine and that I get used to. I think, and I kind of swear by it, that yes, it can get like a little bit worse and a little bit better, but that it won't ever get bad like it did, because my like emotional, like I had, because of PMDD, when it was so bad and when things in my life were so chaotic, I had no like way to emotionally regulate. And so other parts of my body were sending me like warning signs, like hey, maybe you need to get better, and hey, maybe you don't need to be in this relationship, and like that. And so it almost coincided directly with stuff that was going on emotionally and stuff going on physically. Because as you remember, you know, I had the breast biopsy, I sprained my ankle, like all this stuff happened at the same time.
Yeah.
So that's my
cat. Here comes mine.
Cat. What would I name my cat if I adopt one? You know, I could come up with so many ideas, but like I feel like there's no way I'm gonna be allowed to name the cat. I feel like my kid's gonna name the cat. More like, what will we decide on to name a cat? My brother's cats are all like our 3 boys, and they're just all like human names. So it's Murray, Charlie, and Louie, which I really like. I like people names. But I don't know. I feel like if I could just pick right now, if you were just like, what would you name your cat? I would probably name my cat Moxie, because Moxie was my camp name. And Karina just said a buildup of inflammation. 100%. That's absolutely what it was. And it wouldn't ever calm down. And so
I remember that time of your life. And I remember that, you know, because we're always in such like similar
I know.
Yes. I remember that time so vividly, and how hard it was. Like, it was so hard just to like live, you know, like not even, I'm not talking about like living spaces, you know, and stuff, but like just emotionally, it was such a hard time. I remember that for you and also for me, but I think mine was a little bit less, but yours, I remember it was like, I can't believe how far we've come from that time.
Right. Like, here's a little tiny example. I have that with my allergies. When my emotional state is supported, my allergies are better. Absolutely. So like, I think it's important that people understand the concept of like psychosomatic symptom, like things going on, because we tend to think that like, sometimes we conflate the word psychosomatic with like hypochondriac, which again is also real, but like psychosomatic just means that you know, that your emotional state is affecting your physical state. So like, some of it was in my head, but that doesn't make it not real. It just means that like correlation was really heavily there.
Yeah.
So I just went to the eye doctor last week. And this is the same eye doctor I used to go to when I lived on the West Side. Last year, I tried to find an eye doctor closer to my new place. But I ended up having to pay out of pocket, and it was dumb. So I went back to my regular eye doctor. The point of this story is I hadn't been there in 2 years. She's very nice. She looked into my eyes and she said, do you have any allergies? And I said, yeah. I have 3 cats living at my house. And she goes, okay, it doesn't look that bad. I was just wondering, but that totally explains it. She's like, you know, last time you were here, it looked really bad. So my eyes, the allergies in my eyes look better now with 3 cats in my house than they did 2 years ago when I wasn't living with any pets.
Yeah.
So
remember, I used to go down and clean your partner's cat stuff?
Yes.
You couldn't go in.
I couldn't.
Yeah, I remember that.
I know.
Life is so weird.
Like, well, and anything I could have done to like start to calm it down and like, you know, do even some like exposure therapy, I couldn't do, because the PMDD was so, there's nothing to calm that down. So it would always exacerbate it so badly that like, nothing really worked. It's nice not being sick.
Yeah. I bet. Yeah. Isn't life just so much better now?
Oh my God. Yeah. I just reconnected with a friend that I lost touch with for no particular reason. But I was chatting with them the other day, and they're in a new relationship, actually with someone I know. And I really like them together, and I'm really excited about that. But we were both talking about just like what it's like to be in a relationship where it doesn't feel hard. And so like that concept, like this has been coming up, like, I don't know, in this conversation with my friend and also like with some clients and stuff, this idea of like, I think in the past I felt like I just experienced this real idea of like a fear of scarcity and like we have to spend time together if we love each other, you know? And so like I was much more likely to see my partner 4 days a week, even if 3 of those days were tense and walking on eggshells and getting into fights and irritable, you know, rather than like, I often see my partner now like twice a week, but we don't fight. Yeah. And I don't mean it has to do with the people in the relationship as much too, of course. Yeah. But I do think sometimes there's this idea of like people are experiencing conflict and they try to fix it by being like, let's spend more time together. Yeah. And it's like, that's not how you fix conflict.
I love your partner. I can't imagine her fighting. Like, she seems so sweet.
She is very sweet. We are
not
both.
That I didn't like your ex-partner, but
yeah,
you know.
Yes, it's a different vibe.
Yeah, really different vibe.
Yeah, and she is like very sweet and very easygoing, but also like will definitely like speak her mind. You know, like she's not passive, which is important too. Yeah. I think we've both just been in, you know, we're about the same age and we've both been in like multiple kind of like long-term relationships. And we're able to have that conversation of like, hey, if I get frustrated about a thing, like here, can I share? Let me share a story. We were out, I won't give too many specifics, but we were out and someone was rude to me and it was not her and it was not her fault, but I left the situation feeling very upset, and she was like also like upset on my behalf. And it was a little bit of like, oh, this is gonna ruin our night, like that sucks. And I felt like I was able to be like, you know what, I'm actually more upset about this than I want to be, and I want to talk about it and kind of process it before we go on with our night. And I want you to know that it's not you, it's not your fault. You're not responsible for anybody else's actions, but like, I need to be mad for a minute. Yeah. And like, I just like feeling like I could do that. And like, you know, that she could hear that and not like take it on. And also that I could say it and like be mad, but not like project that anger onto her. It just felt really, like it was an icky situation, but I felt like we moved through it and then like basically had to talk about it like one more time. There were like a few more things that I think we both wanted to say. And like, I've always had trouble with like should not be surprising at all, with like over processing things or over communicating about things. And it was just really nice to have this conversation and like notice it get a little tense, finish it, and then be like, you know what? Hey, let me know if you ever need to talk about this again, but I don't need to bring it up again.
Yeah, that's so important. That's so good.
To stop and be like, I don't think there's anything else to say. And like, if there is, like, we can touch base, but like, that was such a problem for me before. And I know it was mostly coming from me in past relationships, that like, if I don't feel seen and heard and I don't feel like things are where I want them, like maybe I can just talk my way into feeling better. And that doesn't work.
Have you seen this meme? It's been going around on like people's Instagram stories. It's not a meme, it's like a tweet. And it says something about like, no one talks about the fact that like, yes, bad relationships are hard, but the first good relationship you get into after that is so hard, and people don't talk about that. And I was like, that's true. I think I screenshotted it and sent it to Jenny. We were talking about that. But it's so true. And it's like, it's so hard to, I don't know, to like, I think you overanalyze things because you're thinking am I doing the same things that I was in this bad relationship that I don't want to continue on? You know, it's like, it's so challenging.
Yes. Honestly, so the really funny thing is, I said I was talking to this friend about being in healthier relationships. The person that they're seeing now, my other friend, is one of the people I know who posted that the other day.
Oh, really?
And we talked about it. So 100% yes. And I think for me, what I noticed like early on in this relationship is that I would get triggered by good stuff too, if that makes sense, because it would remind me of how that wasn't handled well in my last relationship.
Yeah.
And it would make me like angry or resentful or be like, and not even, I mean, not that it matters, but when I say like past relationship, I'm not necessarily meaning my last partner, I mean my marriage, I mean other relations, but just in general, like it shows me ways in which like I wasn't treated well in past relationships. And then that feels triggering too. And I do think that like new relationships, especially the older you get, because the more like, I don't know, the more baggage you have, for better or for worse, I think it's good to like create space for, I don't know, working through that. Karina says, how's monogamy going for you too? I am or was poly, but have been single since November. I'm unsure if when I date again, I want to be poly or not. So for me, it's going really well for me. I honestly, like, what I'll never know is if I had gotten in a relationship with someone else, someone who wasn't monogamous, when I was feeling sort of ambivalent. It would have made sense, I think, if I had gotten a relationship with someone who was poly, to be like, well, I've been poly, I'm still poly, sure. Yeah. What I don't know is how that would work out, or if that would be what I wanted. And if my problems with polyamory for me personally were just based on specific relationships, or if it is the relationship structure itself that I found wasn't working, or, I mean, I'm also just like sort of, I absolutely believe you can be in happy polyamorous relationships until you're 90 years old.
Yeah.
For me, getting older and like managing other things, just like being more domestic. Now there's 2 kids, that kind of stuff. Like I can't picture polyamory because I really like my own space. I don't think I have the emotional bandwidth for more than one partner, or for the stuff that comes up with my partner having other partners.
Yeah. Yes, I know. Sorry, I had to reapply my lipstick because I get so weird. I can see myself and I'm like, okay, my lips are not ready enough. So anyways.
Oh, they look lovely.
It's going good for me too. I've thought the same thing, like, I guess when I was dating after my last relationship, it seemed like everyone was monogamous that I was dating. So maybe that's just what I was like attracting, because that's what I wanted. But I'm not sure if I would have got with, I don't know if I would have been like no polyamory, to someone who was polyamorous. I don't really know.
Right.
But I think, so I don't know about that. Like, I don't know if it's just never going to work for me again, or now I'm in this relationship, which hopefully lasts forever. So, we've decided we don't want to be polyamorous, but we've had a few times where we've been like, maybe we should try it. And it's, we got the dating apps and we like started talking to people, and immediately I was like, this seems so hard to manage. And like, I don't miss that. I don't miss having to always worry, when things are going good, like when is the dynamic going to change again? Because that was the hardest part for me, was like, yes, maybe I'm managing this relationship and this relationship, but then all of a sudden everything's going to change. And when whoever changes, it doesn't matter. It throws off the whole thing, So I don't miss that. And I don't know. I think I just feel like I have a grip over my life right now, which I didn't have when I was polyamorous. And it's not polyamory's fault that I didn't have a grip over my life.
No, not at all. But I do think that there's always going to be unknown factors in a relationship. You never know how a relationship's going to go, right? Like you never know. Something huge can happen and change at any point. But I will say that the more people that are involved, the more unknown factors.
Yeah.
Does that like I don't know how to I want to say that in a way that's like, and I'm not saying I need to like control things, right?
Yeah.
So I know you can't control anything, but I do think having agency is really important, and having consistency is really important. And for me, and I absolutely take responsibility for my part in how this happened, but I felt like polyamory took away a bit of agency and a bit of like, what's the word? It's not consistency, but like certainty. You know, in a way that like, I don't know, that felt uncomfortable in a bad way, not uncomfortable in like a growth way.
Yeah. Oh, Jenny has to go. Bye, Jenny. Thank you for coming.
Bye. We're about to be done anyway. So perfect timing. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, when I was no longer polyamorous, all my polyamory, not all of them, a lot of them were like, oh, you know, trying to, I don't know, it just seemed like they prefer polyamory so much more, and they were trying to like convince me like, no, you're still polyamorous. Maybe you just were in the wrong relationship for it. And I was like, here's why I think I'm not. And then finally, like, I had to like sell my case to them, and they were like, okay, maybe you're not. Because I was like, I don't feel happy when I don't really feel the compersion part of it. Yep. I get upset. Like when I get a new partner, I get all about them, and I can't focus so much on the other one, and like all these things that they were not struggling with, that they were like, you know, oh, I just feel like I have so much to give, and I can just give more when I get the next partner. And I'm like, that's not how I felt at all. I felt like I had like, this is how much I have to give, and I can't possibly stretch it any more than that. And so part of me felt like, am I broken? Because why can't I do this thing that other people are doing? And it felt like, you know, that I don't want to sound like dumb, but it felt like that's like the cooler relationship status or style to have. And yeah. So I was like, why can't I do this thing? But now I've let go of all of that. Of course, it's been over 2 years now. Yeah. And I feel very good and like settled, and like you said, things happen all the time in our relationship that are like out of our control, that we're just like, wow, we've been through so much for 2 years. So many things have happened, but I at least feel secure in a different way than I used to.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, listen, I go through that too, especially because of the work I do. I mean, one of the things I specialize in is working with non-monogamous couples, which, by the way, is still something I feel very qualified and have expertise in. But there are moments where I'm like, oh, but I'm monogamous. To be honest, like, you know, I always think it's helpful to identify however you identify. And some, like, relationship style is not an important identifier for me. So, like, I'm not polyamorous, but I also do not identify, like, I'm in a monogamous relationship, but I do not identify as, like, I am monogamous. I used to be polyamorous, because that's just not an important way to identify. I don't know. That's just not, like, for me, that's not an important identity one way or the other.
Karina, yeah, I think that, you know, you'll see as you go, whenever you feel like you have the spoons to give energy to people, or even just one person. I think it will like go into place. You'll figure out what feels right, you know, like one person or more.
Yeah, and I think it is like a thing that I think, you know, I think it happens. I think something can happen organically, but also intentionally, where you're just like you spend time to like pause and check in with yourself. If it's like, you know, you get in a relationship and like you check in, like, do I have the spoons for other people, or do I have the desire to be in this relationship where the other person sees other people and I don't, or whatever? I think it is relationship specific, you know, not to invalidate people who are like, no, this is who I am, no matter what the relationship, because I think that's equally valid. That's just not my experience.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
This has been such a fun conversation.
It has been a fun conversation.
I love it.
Thanks for joining us. I love when people join us because, I mean, not that we can just talk.
We can talk forever
about anything, but it is nice to have it a little more, what's the word I'm looking for? Interactive. There it is.
Yeah. I'm horrible with words, so I was like, I don't know. Yes, thank you, Karina, so much for coming. I did a live on Instagram and Karina was there also, and I'm like, yes, it's so nice to chat with people, like, instead of trying to sit there alone and be like, la, la, la. Even though
I'm sorry I don't come to more of your things, Megan. I really, like, I'm always like, ooh, I want to do writing sprints, but it's 3 hours earlier here.
I know.
And so I'm like, oh, which is not to say you should change them, but I was like.
Well, tomorrow I'm doing it at 1. So it will be 10 your time. 10
that would be perfect, except I'm going out of town. But
yeah,
that would be
but I might start doing it more often at that time. So maybe we'll see. Because it's really.
I would definitely join those.
Yeah, so I might start doing that too. Because now Cheryl's working. She started her job. She has 12-hour shifts at the hospital.
Yeah. Okay.
And she's also in school. And then she has another job at night. So now suddenly I went from like being with her all the time to like now we're not together as often. And so now I'm like, oh, I have time to do sprints. Like I used to try to work around, you know, also hanging out. And now I'm like, I have all this time. So might change.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you, everybody.
Thank you. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Next time will be on a Wednesday, right?
Yeah, we'll go back to Wednesday. We shifted because I'm going out of town, which I appreciate us being able to do that.
Alrighty. Well, I hope you have so much fun.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye, Karina.